Welcome back. It's 2025. I am Elaine and I am an internationally educated nurse. I am currently in British Columbia after relocating from the United Kingdom. Today's video will be all about my experience doing the transitional practice or doing the actual 250 hours required in order to become fully registered as a registered nurse or RN in beautiful British Columbia. Day one. I arrived on the ward. It was a daunting experience. It's difficult when you don't know anyone and you're basically starting all over again. That was a bit tricky and a bit overwhelming for me. Felt like a fish out of water. I felt displaced and I even asked myself, what am I doing here, and is this really the right move that I'm making at this time? But I stuck it out. Once the shift started, they were expecting me, and I was blessed to have about 4 mentors over the 250 hours time period. My mentors were registered nurses who basically showed me the ropes in terms of what I needed to do, what I needed to accomplish, and basically to get all the skills that I needed to become competent working in Canada. I was grateful for that experience because I had given up bedside nursing for many years, and that decision was made after I had young children, which as a nurse sometimes we have to do those things in order to fit the needs of our family or our growing family. So yes, I did. The first day was just walking around shadowing the nurse. After about a week of shadowing, and a week meaning whatever the shift pattern was like, it was either 2 days and a night, or 3 days, or 2 days, 2 nights. And once that week was over, the following week I was given 1 patient if I felt comfortable. Then gradually this increased to me having a workload of 3 patients, and I think the last week I was given 4 patients. After the end of that shift, I did not feel ready to start on my own, so I spoke with our lovely clinical nurse educator who tried to find out where I was at, what my concerns were, and she has been very supportive throughout the whole orientation or transitional practice experience. And so it was agreed, yes, I got 2 extra weeks, or a total of 4 extra shifts before I was allowed to work on my own. And during that time I also completed the 250 hours required. Some questions that were asked were, did I feel like I was doing a transitional practice experience? Yes, in the sense where I know I was getting the experience that I needed, and no, in the sense where it was not as rigid in terms of you were being monitored every time you turn, someone was looking to see what you're doing. Even if they were, I did not feel that way. I just felt like I was getting an orientation, which is a term that they will interchange with the terminology of the transitional practice experience, or TPE. Question number 2. How many shifts did I complete before I started on my own, or to complete the 250 hours? The orientation is normally 16 shifts. I completed 20 shifts or 20 shifts before starting on my own, which was approximately 11 day shifts and 9 night shifts. This, of course, did not include the online classes and the in-person classes and training session that we have to attend. Question 3. Who were my mentors? My mentors were registered nurses who worked on the ward. I had a total of 5 registered nurses who assisted me throughout this period. Some of those nurses only did night shifts. Was I paid? Yes, I was paid as a full-time registered nurse. What are some of my highlights being on during the TPE? Working as part of a multidisciplinary team, and who were very welcoming and supportive. Even after I started on my own, I could approach and raise any questions at any point. Some of my downfalls were not completing my mentorship form, as I completed a set, which is basically 4 shifts. What happened after I completed the 250 hours? I met with my manager and as well as the clinical nurse educator, submitted all the mentorship form, and she in turn completed the paperwork that needed to go back to BCCNM. Once that was done, then it confirmed that I completed the requirements needed, and I was able to move on to the next step. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you in our next video.